This is my day job. Some of you might know me as Brian or Taylor, but here I am, Police Officer 2, Brian Taylor.
A lot of cops film things at work, and whether it's with their iPhones or with handhelds or wearable cameras. And this footage was riveting. I just thought it would be a fantastic way to tell a story and tell a story about law enforcement and tell that story in a way that's very grounded and very real.
Roger. First customer of the day.
I hope they enjoy police service.
I think we know the cop genre, obviously, but I think we haven't ever really seen or been inside what I would say is like an authentic ride-along.
The director wrote Training Day. He wrote Fast and the Furious. Yeah. He wrote a lot of movies that are sort of on the streets and about the streets.
I didn't want to make another corrupt cop movie about LA.
All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
And with this thing, it's a great opportunity to show who the police really are, and who they are is us. They're just guys.
Enjoy your white people shit.
Oh, thanks. I'll bring you back a burrito.
No problem.
That's what's brilliant about David. I think he decided if I'm gonna make a cop movie, you gotta be unique and original in a way that I don't think audiences have seen before.
It's like a fake documentary in a sense, because, Jake's shooting a lot of the movie himself. I didn't want that to start to become a gimmick, so if I could use normal photography, I would. But the movie really has its own language.
We had like this camera that's, we had a shell on the torso, camera, monitor, battery pack. I'm like running, watching my buddy, trying to get him in good angles and trying to make it as real as possible. It's an interesting point of view because it shows you the way that, a police officer really does feel.
You sort of feel like you're watching something that you're not meant to be seeing. It really adds to the energy of the world that these characters live in.
Liberace's AK. What?
Brian Taylor, who I play, he's filming for a class.
Don't think filmmaking.
A lot of the camera work I get to be a part of, which is fascinating for me as an actor.
Listen, you know they can subpoena that shit if something goes sideways, right? Think twice.
2 words. Erase button.
But they're not cameramen, they're filming it as their characters would see the world. So it adds this whole nother level. So it's not Jake Gyllenhaal holding a camera, it's his role of Brian Taylor holding a camera.
Dude, don't swear, man. I have to edit that out when you swear.
We spent 5 months on the streets with LAPD 2 or 3 times a week, like 4 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning. We did probably over 50 ride-along. The very first ride-along I was on, someone was murdered, which was a very tough thing to see.
Consequently, throughout the experience, there were a lot of things: stolen cars, domestic violence.
For 5 months on the streets with, police officers in the southeast side of Los Angeles, you're gonna see a lot of things.
Drunk man outside the liquor store?
I want to completely dive into this world. I want to know what it's like, and I really want to know what it's like. I don't want to get like that, oh, I've been on a couple ride-alongs, and it was really intense, you know what I mean? Like, we lived it, and I wanted to live it.
Why don't you shoot that son of a bitch, man? You had him dead to rights.
I just didn't feel like killing anyone tonight, Sarge.
We did a lot of training for the movie. We did fight training every morning for the movie, five days a week, and then we did tactical training with live ammunition and like two times a week also.
Go through some of the similar training that the recruits go through and learn how to work the streets. Did some firearms training, some driving training.
We were given a choice between pepper spray and tasing.
He just wanted us to feel, what it was like to be, authentically beat up, and to be able to beat someone up.
I don't know when it happened, but after that, like after 3 months or something, I was like, I feel like a cop. You don't have to be a pro at it, but better to have the skills that your character has, and sometimes that'll inform you just as much as the breakdown.
This is the department issue sidearm. Glock 19.
Yes, there's a context of 2 police officers being in one of the most dangerous parts of Southeast LA and, having to deal with all the things they deal with, but most of all, it was their friendship.
If anything happened to you, I would take care of your kids, if you had any.
For us, the biggest thing in the movie was that the stuff that goes on inside the car before they actually respond to a call.
The best parts of the movie are Jake and Mike in that cop car just talking smack to each other.
And this was gonna be the night, dude. It was gonna be the night. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, what's that? What are you talking about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about.
Okay, cool.
They almost fought like a married couple, in a way, where he's like, dude, did you take my pen? He's like, I didn't take your goddamn pen, dude.
Come on, man. Did you fuck with my shit?
They didn't like each other at first. They didn't get along, and I'm very, very nervous, let's say, because the movie is all about that relationship.
We didn't have a whole lot in common, I was raised by farmers. He was raised in Hollywood.
My job was to make them be friends, and I tried the whole just order thy will be done route, and that didn't work. You know, be friends. But somewhere in the training and in the gunfighting, they clicked, you know, and this real friendship emerged.
It took a little while to get that relationship, that idea, that loyalty, that partnership.
This is the important element, you know, the sense of brotherhood, to have a real sense of brotherhood.
These two friends who would do anything for each other, and it was in an environment where that friendship was constantly threatened.
You got cold, dead eyes, you know that?
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah, both of you. You have a soul?
Yes, yes. We just leave it at home.
You feel that pressure to entertain, and you almost want to remind yourself that you want to go more like National Geographic than you do like, you know, like a popcorn movie.
Even these guys do some stuff that is really questionable.
Yeah.
You know, that if you read it in a newspaper, you'd be like, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
In this movie, at times, you get to see what a real police officer has to deal with, and most of the time, it's a lot of paperwork and a great deal of boredom.
This is the lifeblood of our organization. Paperwork.
I can't say that I was fully confident in the beginning,
We made it for $7 million and we shot in 22 days.
which usually you shoot in 45, 50 days, you know, a movie like this especially.
We shot all the scenes in the cop car over a day and a half. Like 30% of the movie was shot in a day and a half because we had rehearsed it like it was a play.
I treated it like if it was theater, you know, like I rehearsed 100 times each scene at least.
There's only one scene in the movie between the two of us that is completely improv, and the scene is when he asked me whether I'm gonna marry a Mexican girl.
Dude, are you gonna hook up with a Mexican girl?
You're trying to hook me up with them, dude.
Dude, it'd be great if you did.
I get it, man. Shit.
Like Mike's driving the car, we're running the scenes. David Ayer, our writer-director, is lying in the back seat with a monitor and headphones going like, go again, that didn't suck. Like that's all he would say, like that didn't suck, that sucked. And, you know, and then go again, and we flip-flop between scenes. We do the marriage scene, do the Gabby scene, do this scene, do that scene. We were just flying like the whole day.
It was like over in a flash, the production of the movie, but the preparation was months and months and months.
It isn't like a found footage movie. It is a movie where we're allowed to exist in a 360-degree world at all times.
A lifestyle movie, you know, and it's about these relationships, and it's about the woman who kisses her husband goodbye in the morning and doesn't know if he's gonna come home at the end of the day. You know, there's something really noble in that. People in law enforcement, the things they see the human condition in all its glory, good, bad, and ugly, and there's a life wisdom that comes from that, and then the stories. And so as a writer, I'm drawn to people with that real world wisdom.
Bad guys attack from up front. Department comes in from the rear. Watch your six.